Welcome back to Cryptopia, where we go over the wet and wild happening in NFT land. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way in. Today, we're taking another look at Square Bears. After my last video, the founder and dev reached out to me, and I was lucky enough to get on a call with him and sort of talk about some of the issues that I had, some of the things I got wrong, and some of the things he wanted to clarify. So one of the things that we went over was the art. Now, that's not really a big deal because, as you can see, it's already revealed, it's already out, so it doesn't really matter. That one looks insane. So I thought it was both Gustavo and Guillermo, I believe that's how you say his name, were both working at Warner Brothers, but it was actually just Guillermo who was the lead and working with Gustavo. They highlighted more of Gustavo, so I thought he had a bigger part to play in terms of, the whole, everything, basically. But that doesn't really matter. Again, the art's out there, looks great. That's fine. So next on that was sort of the audits. He did express to me, the different ones the 5 different times he had gone through it. I had questioned about the Azuki approval. He showed me screenshots of it. So yes, screenshots can be faked, so sure. But if you hear this man talk, the way, the enthusiasm he has toward it, I can give him the benefit of the doubt and not really care all that much, because again, the project's out and it's available for people to purchase. So those things were just kind of my own questions. If we go down to the roadmap here. Oh, also, I did want to post the entire conversation that we had. My audio did not come through very well. Well, mine did. His did not, as my freaking recorder did not record both the in and outputs. They just got mostly mine, a little bit of his. So I'm trying to boost the levels on his end before, but I do plan on still releasing that. Anyways, I'll play a little bit here just so you can kind of hear how bad it really is.
Yeah, you have the DMs like saying this looks fine to me. He's like, I would maybe like change this, but like nothing that's bad for the contract. It was more like I'll show you the screenshot. You'll see what it says. So that was the 4th one, and then I just got another. Oh no, that was the 3rd one, and then I got another dev company that worked on like Meta Sharks, a sold out project. They gave the audit and said it was.
So heading over to the retro map, we can go over a couple of the things that I had a problem with. One of them was the events. Every NFT project promises events. These guys did the same, but evidently Daniel does these events pretty regularly, weekly, damn near. You can kind of see one here over at his Twitter. And this is, so it's not necessarily new for him to be doing these things. Let me just insert myself here real quick because I want to expand on this. Like I said, this isn't something new to Daniel. He's been doing these, kind of events for a while now. I think he does an NFT event pretty much every single week. So it's not like he's stepping in out of nowhere, just like all of a sudden deciding, hey, how am I going to do this? He is someone that's already been doing it, already has the places in mind, the connections to get in, etc., etc. So that's really nice to see that, at least he's got experience in that, so he can definitely guide it in a proper way. And you've seen, I've already shown you some of the events that he's put on. Here's another look at kind of the real estate event stuff that he puts on. So they're not small. They're very large, complicated events, and he's able to do them pretty nicely. I think the next one, like the big one for the Square Bears, is happening on the 26th of March, and it's going to be in like a mansion in Beverly Hills. So that sounds freaking dope. Wish I could go. Don't have the money to fly out there. But if you can make it, that's going to be sick, I'm sure. And ultimately, he is super into the space and really like helping people out in a variety of different ways. Over here, the Backpack Kids TikTok, where he's basically
NFT
going
uses
over
that same contract, so
NFTs.
it has like the name of the NFT, the cost of the NFT, and then it's tied to.
And so they're just teaching people about it. So the next thing that I was wondering about was the Byte F. And that was, they're going to have key leaders in the music industry, in the tech industry, in the fashion industry. And so he did alleviate a lot of my concerns on that with people that, he's in talks with, he's got connections with, living in LA his whole life. He's met a fair amount of people. He's in the entertainment space enough that he can run into, a ton of people. B-Dave, being one of them, is his friend. Apparently doing all these wild things, jumping off roofs and whatnot. I didn't know about B-Dave till I researched this project. And the first thing I saw of him was, legs spread out on these 2 ladders and a keg with a dildo in the middle. And he shoots that up into his balls. I never get tired of hearing that part about this story about B-Dave. The part makes me laugh every single time. So I'm going to insert myself again here because I want to expand on this part as well. So with the help of B-Dave, but also just his own, natural networking ability, he does have a lot of people he knows that are in the entertainment industry, in the in the fashion industry, in the music industry, in the tech industry. And so one of the things that, one of those people are like Lil Xan, for example, for the music side. And then another I can't really mention, but it's in the fashion connections that they're kind of working with on the back end. Once that's kind of finalized, they're going to reveal that to you guys. So that'll be a big, nice reveal for you guys. But that's kind of the stuff that he's working with. Obviously, he's got a huge tech background, as I've mentioned, and will continue to mention throughout the video, which will help those connections as well. Another example of sort of his networking ability and his, powers to get people to come through is someone named Flosstradamus, who I didn't know who he was until Daniel mentioned it to me, but he's very well known, very big in the music industry, and hugely into crypto and NFTs. And he was a guest at one of these events. Flosstradamus, so which over here, I had to look up this guy because I didn't know who he was. Musician, hacker, using tech to build Everse to digital experiences. Oh, sorry, Ecoverse to digital experiences. So Flosstradamus over here, he's talking about how he got into
really
NFTs,
into
crypto.
Making money through crypto as well as stock trading. Then that kind of turned into the whole NFT thing that is.
So after having a talk with Daniel and kind of seeing where they're going and what they're trying to get into, it's going to get pretty wild. I wish I could say more right now, but there are some things that, he wants to keep on the wraps, and that's completely understandable. I do want to still release what parts of the interview I can, or the conversation rather, that I can, and just so you guys can see it. But if this was a project that you were on the fence about, I would definitely suggest going back, giving it a second look, getting to the Discord, especially this week. It's going to be announcing some stuff, and it would be, you might find that really, really cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope, you were able to gain some insight into kind of, where they're all coming from and what's the Square Bears project is or where the Square Bears project is heading. It's heading to some crazy stuff. Their streetwear is going to be pretty wild. And and the metaverse stuff that I wanted to mention. So part of this week is you're going to be seeing kind of the how the actual art is going to look for the coming metaverse. So that will be freaking dope. You haven't really seen that happen yet. So check them out, put them on your radar, revisit the Square Bears community. And yeah, they also had a hacking not too long ago, and they were pretty fast on that. On top of that, they really reimbursed anybody who got scammed by it. And so that's the kind of stuff you want, when talking to him and seeing, not just talking to him, but also kind of seeing the way they react online to the things that have been happening. It's, you don't really see a project doing things like that. You don't really see that much of a project willing to sort of step out, talk to individuals, pay back individuals that, unfortunately went through, a shitty scam. And that's the kind of stuff that really helps build a project up, helps build a community that you can trust. And so, those things, because you got to judge people on their actions. Words are good, words are cheap, but I can see the Square Bears team really really keeping to their word and making things work. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Remember to check this NFT out again if you haven't. Like and comment and subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you guys next time.